Well, Andrew, you would say we have some pretty good parks here in Wicomico County, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Well, we're about to get another one, and I'm excited about it because it's Pirates Wharf Park on the west side of Wicomico County. Now, this one promises to have water access because it lies adjacent to the Wicomico River, and we were there for one of the early planning sessions. If you've taken a drive along Whitehaven Road, you've no doubt seen the signs for Pirates Wharf Park. Over the next few years, this 340-acre parcel owned by Wicomico County will be transformed into a public park that will showcase the natural beauty of this area that graces the west bank of the Wicomico River.
Well, this is the first stage that they put out for bid to get companies to bid on actually starting to blaze the trails and setting up the signage and building out the property into a park. They've asked me to come out here and meet with the people and meet with the Wicomico County project managers to talk about where the signage might go for historical signage for the trails. So that's kind of why we're here today, and they should be here any moment.
There's 100 slaves or so up there.
Mike Hitch is a local historian that was contracted by Wicomico County to research the rich history of this area, which is somewhat cryptically named Pirates Wharf.
Pirates Wharf, there was lots of speculation why it's called Pirates Wharf. Some of the legend is that this was a place where they did bootlegging in the Prohibition, and they would sneak bootlegging up and down here. But I found no history of why it's called that other than anecdotal stuff. And the earliest I can find it being called Pirates Wharf is roughly 1935, 1940 time frame.
But this history dates back well before that, and we'll have to work a little bit to find it.
There's a 24 by 16 brick foundation.
Yeah.
That he thought originally was the cemetery wall, but I think it was the original 1699 house.
Yeah.
Turns out it's very rich in history. It was first settled in the 1600s by the Winder family. And then the first house was built here. One of the Winders sold the land to a guy named James McMurray. He built a house roughly around 1699, right not far from where we're at. And then after the Civil War, it was bought by another guy, Benjamin. His last name escapes me right now, but he ended up leasing the land out for to a steamboat company. And this became a steamboat landing along the Wicomico River for people, passengers plying back and forth between Baltimore and Salisbury. This is one of the stops along the way called the Quantico Stop.
In the next few years, the dense undergrowth will be replaced by pleasant trails that will serve the public not only recreationally, but also as a glimpse into our past.
All along the trail, it'd be like a heritage trail. So they'd have signage to, explain where you were and orient you to an old house that may have been here, an old cemetery was there, slave quarters may have been over here. A couple of Revolutionary War veterans lived on this property. They're probably buried on this property somewhere. So the county started talking about doing a trail system and doing a picnic area and a pavilion and public restrooms. Very similar, I believe, in its early stages to like a Pemberton Park type setup where it's historical in nature and you have trails to walk your dogs, just go hiking, maybe have 5K runs here, that kind of thing. So I think it's in the spirit of that.
The Woodland area of the park lies just across Whitehaven Road. Captain Willie visited this beautiful section of old-growth forest some years back.
The oaks are tall and straight, and the pines are just huge and just magnificent.
It will contain a network of trails that will complement the future boat ramp and the events area along the river.
My roots run deep in this area. I mean, they go all the way back to the earliest settlements, and so I really cherish the local history of the area, and it's a microcosm of American history in the local area. And it's a dichotomy for me in a good way because I'm also a runner, and I'd love to see them put trails out here and come out here and run on something that actually had say on how it might turn out. So we'll see what happens, but this is an excellent opportunity for the county, for me personally, and for the community, I think.